Almost forgot Michael C. Hollis in Cabaret. He's so good looking. This message needs to be repeated over and over again until you get it. The world is not a meritocracy. It's a costume party hosted by those who, whether by fate or fortune, inherited the mansion. The faster you stop trying to elbow your way towards the champagne tray, the more you can enjoy the punch bowl and some decent conversation among your true peers. And yes, I do understand that it can be frustrating for many of you because in a lot of cases, you are within school systems and areas where you've got those tireless, trembling wunderkinder who submit their homework early, speak in 5-point plans, 10-year plans, and begin sentences discussing college ranks or extracurricular activities. Let it go. Let them have their 4.0 GPAs as if that really mattered in reality. Girl, can we talk about that? Because what a scam is the GPA in your college degree. Oh my god. When WAPs say C's get degrees, just abide, okay? And their violin-fueled extracurricular-laden joylessness. Let them chase validation like greyhounds chasing a mechanical rabbit. Such creatures are not like the rest of us. Their eyes do not contemplate, nor ponder, nor think outside the box. All they do is measure. They have been programmed, cloaked in cello lessons and competition math. What nonsense. And weekends filled with pre-planned, curated activities by their helicopter parents. These high-achieving specimens seem engineered to make you feel insufficient. Their free time is meticulously scheduled. They breathe through color-coded calendars and flinch at the sight of a 93%. You know the type, I'm sure. You may have noticed them at school, eyes twitching from overachievement, parents looking nearby like Olympic coaches. It's all very grotesque and terribly sad. Their childhood is being bartered for the promise of a bumper sticker for strangers. They're being groomed to be robots in human appearance, trained by ambitious caretakers who see adolescence not as a time of self-discovery, but a resume incubator. They do not know joy. They do not know rest. They certainly do not know how to laugh at themselves, which, in a decaying empire such as our American empire, is perhaps the only true mark of intelligence. They will never be powerful. They will be useful, which is not the same. They will man the spreadsheets and data, chase titles with more slashes than substance, and age out of their own purpose by 35. Meanwhile, you, and please take it from me because I am a real example of this fact, you will cultivate the art of being agreeably unimpressed. You will survive uncrushed and intact. I still have a full head of hair. If I had to use a film reference, a good example is that famous film from the 1985 Goonies. 1985 was still a time in America when we did not have helicopter parents nor tiger moms. The 1980s were really the last free decade in America, the last decade of true freedom, when our country was still thoroughly ours and our school culture reflected that very well. The overachievers today would never be Goonies. Ayo. That sort of raw, untidy camaraderie is far too unpredictable for them. You can't schedule it into a planner. The overachievers with their flashcards and curated plans wouldn't survive 5 minutes in the tunnels beneath Astoria. They'd insist on optimizing the map, correcting the pirates' pronoun usage, calling the kids racist for the joke on the Mexican cleaning lady Rosalita, and submitting a group feedback form before even lifting the first booby-trapped jewel. I really love the unstylized bravery in that film, as they stumble into greatness not through strategy but through stubbornness and a refusal to be evacuated politely. You can't engineer that spirit. You can only have it. And many young people today, unless educated properly, never will. You can possess something many of your peers never will: unbothered freedom. You are unshackled from the tyranny of expectation. You have not outsourced your self-worth to a number on a transcript. You do not tremble before the thought of a B+. You understand intuitively that life is not a resume to be polished nor a ladder to climb, but a pew from which one might judge all these comical climbers and upstarts. And here's the obvious secret they never tell you. The truly powerful don't audition, they inherit, they coast. They cultivate charm, are gentlemen or ladies, not CVs. You may learn the subtle mastery of smiling blankly during forced group work as I used to. of nodding sagely while contributing nothing at all, and being remembered for it in class. Anytime they ever forced me to do any group work with people who were not my actual friends, I let others do all the work. Yo, he was shamming. There is always a fool who will end up doing all the work for you anyway in such forced settings. He's a sham, and should one of them declare they study STEM, offer a soft nod in pity. Yo, this is crazy. There's a certain dignity, I suppose, in spending one's youth building bridges instead of crossing them and doing real pure mathematics. Oh my gosh. Again, your life is not a resume to be polished. Take your life as an armchair from which to watch the overachievers faint from exhaustion as you happily drink your wine. He said, be a slouch. Let them compete against each other and be miserable proles. Let them burn. Let them win the awards, the titles, the scholarships that look great on a wall and mean nothing to a mortgage broker or to their student loan lender, the Department of Education. That's real. In conclusion, dear student, your problem is that you have been taught to strive for greatness rather to accept that God made you to be, rather than accept what God made you to be. This whole obsession with striving and being the best should be considered, if we were to use the language of modernity, a kind of mental illness. For me, however, it is a sign of spiritual illness. You can easily beat the game if you refuse to play it. Be more adventurous with your life. Take more risks and be freer. That's all for today. Yo, he start wilding. Mr. Cromwell.